Welcome back to Radio Entrepreneurs. My name is Jeffrey Davis, and this is On the Record, which means we are being hosted by O'Brien and Levine, Court Reporting Solutions, and we're here all week long, and my co-host is Mark Z from Mark Z Legal Staffing. Hi, Mark.
Jeff, great to be with you. Just
Great.
a lot of fun, a lot of great guests, and it's an honor.
Great. And I'm Jeffrey Davis. I'm the host of the show and also chairman of the board of Mage LLC. If you have an entrepreneur that you're interested in, or you are an entrepreneur and you're interested in yourself, connect with me on LinkedIn, Jeffrey Davis. And our next guest, a law firm that I've heard many stories about from an old buddy of mine, but not you. I'm just meeting you for the first time. It's Bob Kaler from Holland Knight. Welcome, Bob.
Welcome, Bob.
Thank you very much. Good to be with you.
Now, Bob, you have a pretty interesting practice. A lot of complexity to it, doesn't it?
Yes, I would say it does.
So why don't you explain it to us?
Well, I'm a trial and appellate lawyer in a large national law firm with some international offices. And I am a member of the bar in Massachusetts, New York, and the District of Columbia. And I do trial and appellate work mainly in the financial services and securities area, the intellectual property and trade secrets area, the engineering and construction area on very large projects, and in the general area of competition law, which encompasses trademarks and advertising and the rules by which competitors are governed.
Wow, those are like the hot areas right now. I mean, everything. I mean, from in terms of construction, in terms of between IP, financial services, and what's going on Wall Street. Tell us more about your how you balance these type of areas and your role in these areas.
Well, the type of work that I like to do is jury trial work and appeals, even though they're fairly different. So a lot of times the nature of the practice has to cover a number of different areas if you want to spend most of your time doing
right.
trial or appellate work. And so I have an interest in engineering work from school and an interest in financial services and securities work as a result of working with a number of good lawyers when I was a young lawyer in that
Excellent.
area. And intellectual property, of course, and patents is something driven by client needs. And a lot of smaller companies that are just starting up and developing new technologies have a need to protect that kind of property, and so we naturally get involved in disputes in those types of situations, and competition law is sort of an offshoot of the same kind of thing.
It's interesting when they describe this type of litigation, they say complex litigation. All these areas, though, you have to have a big brain to be able to understand the material. I mean, financial services litigation with the securities litigation. Can you tell us a little bit more
He's
about
saying
that practice?
You can think on a complex level versus big brain.
Right. I mean,
I don't know if I'm.
I mean, to get your arms around a lot of the IP litigation and the financial services litigation.
It's not an easy
It's
field.
not easy.
No, I mean, I don't have any bigger brain than anyone else, I don't think, but it's the one thing that I like to do is practice across a number of different areas rather than simply focus on one particular area, partly because juries walking into the courtroom don't know what type of case they're going to confront, and if the challenge at a trial is to persuade the fact finder, be it a judge or a jury, that certain things actually happened as opposed to other things, then you want to be able to explain them. And I find that, ironically enough, practicing in one area and working at trying to explain the concepts in that area to courts or juries helps me in other areas, both in understanding the concepts and in sort of interpreting them for people that aren't particularly familiar with it. And that's interesting. You learn a great deal.